These are his woods.
Whose woods?
Victor Crowley.
You're listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Hello, everybody. This is Scotty.
And this is Colby.
And welcome to episode number 192 of Fun with Horror, the most wholesome horror movie podcast in the entire world. But as Andrew is taking his baby break, I have a guest with me today, another guest. You've heard him before. You've heard him before on Fun with Horror. Guest, introduce yourself.
First of all, congrats, Andrew. Very happy for you and your family. But I'm Colby from Colby Does Horror. I do reviews, news, reactions, you name it. I give really horrible takes sometimes, and people seem to like it.
They do seem to like it. Even I don't like your takes sometimes, but here's the okay, so everybody, Colby's been on before. Colby is a longtime friend, and he's been on the podcast actually multiple times now, buddy. I think you've been on, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is the 5th.
No, this is the 6th.
The 6th?
Yeah. Because we've done 3 Leprechaun movies, we've done Circus of the Dead, and we've done The Coffee Table.
Coffee Table, yep.
This is number 6.
That's huge. I love that. And you're so close to 200, and I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
It's huge.
You're making me all flustered here.
And I always forget that before I even had my horror channel, I just randomly reached out to you one day, and I was like, dude, I love your podcast. Like, I've been binging it at work, and it makes the days go by easier for me.
I love that. Yeah, I remember that day very well, and we've talked about it so many times.
And like, you invited me to the Discord and everything, and we've been friends since.
Wait, what? I thought you were already on the Discord.
No, that was like when I first joined it. That's when yeah.
I thought I joined their Discord and you were already there.
No, I think you were already there.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you found me through them, through Chuddle the Pod, now Students of Horror. Oh, okay.
I found them through you.
Oh, well, there you go then. Hey, look at us.
Yeah, but like you two were the first that like people that I made friends with in like this whole community.
That's amazing. And now look at you. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's your job now. It's your life.
It's crazy to think about, though.
Yeah.
October will be a year that I've been doing it full time.
I'm very proud of you, as always. See, I'm telling you that on the podcast. I tell you that like when we text each other, but
yeah,
I'm telling you publicly, everybody, I am so proud of Colby. He's all grown up. He's a big boy now. He's doing this as a living. So definitely go check out his channel. It's on TikTok and Instagram. It's Colby Does Horror. And you're also on Facebook and Threads, but I think Instagram and TikTok is where you're most prominent, right?
Yes. Also Snapchat now. And I just hit 1,000 on YouTube because I've just been uploading my shorts on there forever. But I was like, all right, when I hit 1,000, that's when you can get monetized. I'm going to start doing long form content. And I have a few videos out, but I uploaded a longer form review of Evil Dead Burn yesterday. I have another one I'm going to release tomorrow. So I'm starting to take YouTube a lot more serious now as well.
And you also have a podcast, which we've mentioned before, the House of Ghouls podcast.
Yep. I do that with my best friends, Ian and Crystal. I don't even know how long we've been doing that now, but we've never missed a Monday. We just hit a big plateau recently, and I can't remember what number it was, but yeah, weekly podcast. We do that. They also do reviews and everything too. Ian's awesome. Crystal's awesome. Really good people.
Yeah. Follow them. House of Ghouls podcast. Ian is Ian Van Ghoul, and Crystal is just Crystal Horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yep. I follow all of you. I love you all. But obviously, you're my buddy, and talking about your channel brings up what I want to talk about. We got to be careful not to spoil anything. So you've recently seen Evil Dead Burn. You're going to see it tonight again.
Yep.
But through all your beautiful reviews of this movie, you talk about things that trigger people.
Hmm.
Now, something that seems to trigger you, though, is Evil Dead Rise.
I knew that was coming. I thought you were going to talk about the actual trigger warning in the movie. But yeah, dude, like I just released a video about it today, actually. I think Rise has the best opening sequence of Evil Dead, arguably one of the best title cards in horror movies. And I think Alyssa Sutherland is the best Deadite in the franchise.
Okay.
But I just don't like the movie.
Can you say, without spoiling the movie, what it is you don't like about it? Because I'm legitimately curious.
I don't know if it's because of the bar that Evil Dead 2013 set for me, and that's what I expected. Like, trust me, I've watched this movie at least 7 or 8 times trying to like it. And there's things I do find that I enjoy more with each watch, but I don't know. I don't like any of the characters besides Alyssa Sutherland. Like, I feel on the edge of my seat for most Evil Dead movies. Like, I don't want a certain character to die, kind of thing. But I just didn't like any of the characters. The final girl was not my favorite at all, and then the final girl in Evil Dead Burn, loved her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it also, like, the violence, it felt kind of tame compared to the others, and
Okay.
all of it
Okay.
was given away in the trailer as well.
Well, okay. So you've answered a few questions without even realizing that you did.
Mhm.
First of all, what you just said, I don't watch trailers. So
Yep.
when I saw Evil Dead Rise, it was all brand new to me. The other thing that you mentioned, and it now makes much more sense to me, is that people that watch you and know that Evil Dead 2013, is it your favorite horror movie of all time, or is
Of
it
all
like
time.
top 3? Okay, so it's
All
number
time.
1. That makes a big difference. When I saw Evil Dead Rise, well, even now, I like Evil Dead 2013.
Mhm.
But I don't love it. We've done an episode on it. We've also done an episode on Evil Dead Rise, so everybody can go back and listen to those if you want. Evil Dead took away a lot of the fun
Yeah.
of some of the movies. It's a very serious one.
Mhm. And I think that's something that I loved about it, because I was expecting like a campy, funny movie, and going into it, it scared the crap out of me. And like, it was at the time probably the most intense horror movie I'd ever experienced.
I like it a lot, but I don't love it to the level that you do.
Mhm.
So I can completely understand, coming off of that love for 2013, how you would feel about Evil Dead Rise. And since I didn't have that connection to 2013 that you do, I think I was able to enjoy Rise a lot more than you did.
That's fair. No, absolutely.
And I know I had some issues with it. I just can't remember what they are. As I told you through text yesterday, I'm overdue for a rewatch of Evil Dead Rise to see how I feel about it now, you know?
Mhm.
But that said, we have another movie to talk about today. What is that movie, Colby?
Adam Green's Hatchet.
What can I do you two for?
Do you do a haunted swamp tour?
Why, I do the only haunted swamp tour?
Hatchet was directed by Adam Green. It was also written by Adam Green. It stars Colby, who plays Victor Crowley.
Kane Hodder.
That is correct. Ben is played by Joel David Moore. Tamara Feldman plays Mary Death
Mary Death. I love it.
Tamara Feldman as Mary Beth Dunstan. Dean Richmond as Marcus. Mercedes McNabb as Misty. Jolie Floriavanti as Jenna. Joel Murray as Doug Shapiro. Perry Shin as Sean. Richard Reilly as Jim Permateo. Patricia Darbo as Shannon Permateo. And then we've got a bunch of cameos. Colby, do you want to say those? Do you know those? All 4 of them. There's 4 of them.
I know Robert Englund and Joshua Leonard.
Who does he play?
Freddy Krueger, but in the movie he plays Samson, and then Joshua Leonard plays Ainsley, who is their father and son in the beginning. Tony Todd plays Reverend Zombie. This one's kind of a quick cameo, probably the quickest one in the movie. And then John Carl Beekler plays Jack Cracker.
There you go. Now, Colby, normally this is the point where Andrew and I, without spoilers, mention our opinions of the movie we're talking about. But as everybody might know by now, for all of these guest episodes, I'm letting the guest pick the movie. So what I want to know is why, without spoilers now, why did you pick Hatchet?
This is a very simple answer. This is the Fun with Horror podcast, and Hatchet is probably the most fun with horror that I have.
That's easy. That's so quick.
Yeah, like when you asked me, it was a pretty quick answer, wasn't it?
It was very quick. Yeah, I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe a little bit of time, but when you picked Hatchet like right away, I was like, nice. Because I told you this, Hatchet was not my favorite movie when I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I saw it. But I am so glad you picked this movie because rewatching the movie, I am now a much bigger fan of Hatchet and Adam Green.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, everybody, now it's time for the spoiler warning. It's followed immediately by any pertinent trigger warning. So if you haven't seen this movie and you don't want a single thing spoiled for you, this is the point of no return. Feel free to pause the episode and come back after you've watched Hatchet. But before we talk about the rest of the movie, we always want to let you know of any major trigger warnings inspired by the website doesthedogdie.com. Colby, are there any animals in this movie?
I don't remember any animals in the first one being harmed.
I do. I remember it. Well, it not necessarily being harmed, but there's one type of animal in this movie.
Alligator?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go, buddy. You did it. You did it. So yeah, there's some alligators, but do they get hurt?
No. I think they get shot at, but no, they don't. It doesn't show them actually get hurt.
They also, one gets pissed on.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And I think now this isn't very triggering. I feel like it's very dark, but I think there's like already dead alligators in the boat at the beginning of the movie because they're hunting alligators. And I think you see briefly like some the texture of a couple. So
there might be, but it's a very dark scene too, so it's hard to tell.
Beyond that, there's no essay, so no major trigger warnings for this. And that leads us to, Colby, our 3-minute recap.
All right. Been waiting my whole life for this.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
So the movie starts with a father and son. They are hunting alligators on a boat, and the father and son, as I stated earlier, is Robert Englund and Joshua Leonard, who's Samson and Ainsley. They get attacked pretty early on, very gory, very bloody. And then we are introduced to one of my favorite opening sequences besides Evil Dead Rise, but one of my favorite opening sequences and music in a movie. And it's Mardi Gras, lots of nudity, lots of drunk people. But we're introduced to our two main characters, which is Joel David Moore and Dion Richmond. And Joel David Moore is kind of upset. He's going through a breakup. A girl left him for an MMA fighter, and he's upset about his cauliflower ears. So yeah, it's a funny little side story. But yeah, so they Dion Richmond convinces Joel David Moore convinces Dion Richmond to go on like a haunted boat tour, and this is where we're kind of introduced to the rest of the cast. And it's a very funny kind of a bunch of people. We have the boat driver, which is Perry Shen, who also is he's the only person in every Hatchet movie besides Kane Hodder. We have Joel Murray, who is Bill Murray's brother. He plays Doug Shapiro, and he's like this pornography director. But we find out more about that later on in the movie. But then the two actresses with him are Mercedes McNabb, who plays Misty, and then I can't remember the other girl's name.
Jenna.
Okay. So there's them two. There's like an older family, and that's played by Richard Riley,
yeah.
and then Patrick Darbo. So they're husband and wife. And then we are also introduced to our final girl, Mary Beth Dunstan, played by Tamara Feldman. So they're on the tour. They get on the boat. Boat runs into some issues, starts sinking. They get attacked by an alligator. They get to shore. And then once they get to shore is when Mary Beth Dunstan starts talking about the legend of Victor Crowley. It might have been before when they're still on the boat. But we are introduced to Victor Crowley. He starts picking everybody apart one by one. It's very gory. I feel like each death gets more graphic and graphic. Yeah, so then the rest of the movie is just them getting chased by the swamp through Victor Crowley until we are treated with a very Friday the 13th-esque ending on a canoe.
And what happens in that ending?
Well, by the end, it's just Joel David Moore and Mary Beth Dunstan alive. And at the end of Friday the 13th, when Jason jumps out of the boat and grabs Fine Girl,
yeah. Okay.
we get Victor Crowley jumping out of the boat or jumping out of the water, grabbing one of them.
Right. But then what happens? So she falls in the water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She falls and then.
And he pulls her down.
Yes.
Victor Crowley pulls her under the water, and then she kind of gets caught in some branches and stuff. As she's reaching for the surface of the water because she's drowning, here comes Ben's arm to pull her out. So she grabs his hand, but then it's revealed that his arm has been ripped from his body, and it's Victor Crowley holding Ben's arm. Yeah, his arm that's been ripped off. And then Ben is dying in the boat, bleeding. Victor Crowley is yelling in Mary Beth's face, and it goes to black.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to talk about the rest of the movie, but I felt like the ending was kind of important.
Yeah, you explained the ending a lot better than me.
You got nervous. It was so cute.
I did.
Well, the good news, though, even with my help, we came in just under 3 minutes. So
perfect.
I got to say, that was amazing because I usually have like a little preamble with Andrew where we build up to the 3-minute recap and everything.
Yeah.
But before I even had a chance to do that, you just jumped in. So that was amazing. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Good job, man. Good job.
I mean, heck yeah.
What'd you say? What'd you say the first time?
I don't remember.
Oh, man. First of all, one thing I want to keep in mind, you've seen all 4 movies quite a few times, probably.
Yes.
I have not seen past part 1, so be very careful not to spoil anything past the first movie.
Okay.
I know the Perry Shin comment was not a spoiler because he dies in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look on IMDb, he is credited in the other movies. So to find out how he's brought back in the other movies as the actor, you have to go watch those movies. But as far as story-wise, let's be careful not to spoil anything past Hatchet 1. Because now, guess what? I'm interested in seeing these movies.
I was going to ask, are you excited to watch the rest now?
I am. I
will say my favorite of the franchise, and it's in my top 4 and Letterboxd, Hatchet 2 is my favorite one.
Really? You like that more than this one?
It's so good.
Okay. Oh, well, now I'm really excited. My introduction to this was somebody posting on Twitter back when Twitter was good. I think they just posted, maybe it was a GIF or a quick little video of the iconic scene of Victor pulling Miss Permateo's head in half, ripping it in half.
The Pez dispenser?
Yeah, that one. And that made me want to see Hatchet. I was not prepared for what Hatchet was at the time because admittedly, I thought it was boring. I didn't like the characters. I didn't care. I found my attention being taken away. So I wanted to revisit it at some point. So when you immediately picked Hatchet, I thought this is a great time for me to revisit this movie and see if I like it more. So I immediately bought the Blu-ray that's available now. I think it's an Anchor Bay Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this now, so we couldn't really wait, but Umbrella is releasing all 4 movies in 4K, I believe, right?
Yep, it's 4K. And it includes a VHS.
Yes, there's a special edition that includes the VHS. You know what, buddy? Going off on a tangent here, they're doing the same thing with Human Centipede.
I did see that. I did not buy that one.
But the first movie, you can buy the super collector's edition where the first movie comes on VHS with the set. So that's kind of cool. See, I might have changed your mind. You might have to get it now.
I bought the Hatchet one at the minute it went on sale.
I'll probably at some point get just the 4Ks. I don't need the VHS, but I do want the other movies, and I think it'd be fun to watch them in this box set.
I've been real big into VHS collecting lately too, but I don't know if I'm even going to open the VHS for Hatchet, even though it'd probably be so fun to watch on VHS, but I don't know. I might have to buy 2.
That little monitor behind you, does that play VHS movies?
Yep, it's my little TV.
Yeah. So Hatchet would be great on that little TV.
Have it in the background for my videos, every video.
So Colby, you love this movie. So normally, like, we talk about any quibbles we might have with a movie first. It's hard for me to talk about quibbles even, but do you have anything that you can pick at in this movie, or do you just love every bit of it?
It's too gory.
No, it's not. Really?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no.
No, I really I just view it for what it is, and it's just dumb fun.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I even have any issues with it anymore. I don't think it's a 5-star movie, but I kind of, you know what movie it reminded me of watching it this time? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, gosh, I wouldn't compare it to that.
Well, here's why I compare it to that. This is also after going back and hearing some of our episode on Blood and Honey 1. Both movies were made for a very low budget.
Yeah.
In fact, I think this movie even had a bigger budget than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. With both movies, I was very impressed with what they were able to accomplish with a small budget. I have an affinity towards Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey because I grew up loving Winnie the Pooh. So I loved seeing all of that turned into a horror movie.
I need to give the first one another chance. I didn't love it, but I love all the sequels and the spinoffs.
And that's fine. You know, you may not love it if you give it a second chance. The one thing I don't love about it that I appreciate a huge amount with Hatchet is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey used CG gore. Hatchet is all practical.
All.
In fact, I think if there's any CG at all that Adam mentioned in the commentary, it's incidental things like CGing somebody somewhere they're not supposed to be or something like that, you know, CGing pants onto somebody. I don't remember what it was, but it was so unimportant that I didn't even care. But all the gore and graphic violence stuff is all practical, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I do. Okay, so one complaint I would have actually.
Okay.
One thing I usually don't care about is just pointless nudity type of thing.
Yes.
But in the opening for Hatchet, it's not all supermodel, just type women showing their boobs kind of thing. It's all shapes and sizes, and that was something I appreciated.
See, but that's not a quibble. That's not even a quibble.
See, it could have been a quibble, but it's something I appreciate because it was all shapes and sizes women.
And that's what Adam even said in the commentary, that if you go to Mardi Gras, if you go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, you're not just seeing supermodel women, you know, you're seeing all types of women. They're all flashing their stuff for beads. Now, you can get into a conversation about that whole culture, but but then that brings up another thing that I think is incredibly impressive about this movie. They shot almost the entire movie here in Santa Clarita, which is like 30 minutes from where I live. They shot very few scenes in New Orleans, and it's all that outdoor beginning stuff. They only had like 50 extras, but I thought that they did an amazing job of making it look like there was a lot of people there.
Right.
And that it was Mardi Gras, you know? I thought they did an excellent job of that. So big kudos to them for that.
Agreed.
There's so many impressive things. What did you watch all of the bonus features on the Blu-ray?
I watched a good amount of it. I don't know if I got through all of it, but I have the Steelbook Collector's Edition with all of them, and there's even more like special features and everything in those.
Okay.
So I've definitely watched quite a bit.
Because I watched all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I also listened to one of the commentaries, which was also very good. Adam Green is great when he does a commentary, at least the one I've listened to now. He's very forthcoming with behind the scenes stuff. So it was great to hear him. It's him. It was also Will Barrett, his cinematographer, and then Joel David Moore, Dean Richmond, and Tamara Feldman. And it was a great commentary.
Oh, I love that. Joel David Moore is hilarious. He's so funny. And like you said, I love talking, or I love listening to Adam Green talk about anything. I love his podcast. But there's a certain movie I always said I would never watch, but I bought it because he did a commentary on it. There's like his commentary track is on that movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
He did a commentary for a Serbian film?
He did.
Wow.
Him and Joe Lynch did one together.
I feel like I had seen you say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've done a Serbian film, and I think we've done it 5 times now.
Mm-hmm. You guys are very consistent with it every year.
Yeah, on April 1st. So everybody, just go look up our April 1st episodes and hear all the myriad things that we say about a Serbian film. It's fantastic. I remember the day we first started talking, and you were like going through some of our episodes, and you were texting me as you were listening to different episodes. You got to that one, and you were like, "What the hell? This is Cats." You were really expecting a Serbian film, and that was great. But
no,
anyway,
but also their commentary, because Joe Lynch he's very vocal that he loves extreme horror and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Adam Green, obviously the stuff he makes is extreme to some people, but he doesn't like that type of stuff. And when it got to the scene, Joe Lynch is like talking, he's going on a tangent. So this is how they did that. This is how they shot that. And Adam Green, you can hear him like retching and the puke hitting into whatever he's throwing up in. Like it made him vomit.
Had he ever seen the movie?
That was his first time watching it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would almost want to listen to that commentary without the movie playing.
Mm-hmm.
I got to find out if that's available anywhere. That'd be interesting to listen to.
I think it was because their podcast is called The Movie Crypt. It might be part of their Patreon channel. I'm not for sure.
Now, you've met Adam Green, haven't you?
Yes, and Joe Lynch.
But let's talk about Adam Green. I love Joe Lynch, but he didn't direct this movie. Adam Green, tell me about meeting him and everything, because it was like meeting one of your heroes.
It was. So Adam Green is my favorite director, favorite person, just the type of person he is. Like, that's what attracted me to him, his movies. And when I met him, it was me and my 11-year-old son. It was at Flashback Weekend in Chicago last year. And I was pretty nervous, but it was really cool because like when the other person like that was in front of me stepped away, he like looked at me and he like put his finger up and kind of did he's like, I know you from somewhere. So he recognized me because my content and everything. And like, I was really nervous. I was like, dude, like, you probably hear this all the time, but you're literally my favorite director. And he started laughing. He was like, have you not seen any other movies? So I was like, no, it's not even that, dude. I was like, dude, just like the type of person you are. I was like, I watch Holliston over and over and over. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen that show. But no, he like sat there and talked to me for like a good 20 minutes.
That's amazing. Now, is that the only time you've met him?
Only time I met him in person, but he followed me. We exchanged emails. We email back and forth, DM once in a while. He's not very active on social media, but we are working on something in Chicago to bring him out and me host a screening of Hatchet at some point. Okay. So, because he is the only person that physically has Hatchet on 35, the unrated Hatchet on 35 millimeter. So he said he would love to come to Chicago and do that.
That's amazing. That was one thing that made me a bigger fan of this movie for sure, was listening to his commentary and then watching the bonus features. And one thing that surprised me is that Adam Green is just a couple years younger than me.
Really?
Yeah, he's a little bit older than I thought he was. Granted, that's because I'm watching all of these videos where he's much younger than he is today, like all of us. I found out the movie that made him want to start making movies was E.T., which is my favorite movie of all time, which I freaking love that. So now I feel this weird kinship with Adam Green. There's another reason. On a podcast note. I'm sure you know this. They made a trailer before they knew they were going to be able to make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to New Orleans. They shot this footage of alligator tours and stuff. And then they put it together into this trailer that they shopped around and showed to people. They used a narrator on that trailer. Now, do you know what that narrator is?
I can't remember, but I know it's somebody.
Hatchet trivia, Colby. It is a little girl.
I can't remember who it was. I know I've seen like a video about it and I've watched the trailer.
No,
but
I mean,
can't
I
remember.
don't expect you to know who the little girl is, but it's a little girl. It's like a 4-year-old girl that they used her voice for the trailer.
Oh, okay.
I love that because one of our first ideas for Fun with Horror was to use Andrew's daughter to record her voice as the intro to the episodes and everything. I love that. I love that he used the little girl's voice for the trailer, and then they actually used the same little girl for the official trailer once they had a movie and everything. So I thought that was amazing. Yeah, I loved watching his energy and everything making this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know this, but most of this movie was shot at night.
Yep.
In cold. They call it a desert. It's not really a desert, but it's Santa Clarita, which is about 30 minutes from Los Angeles, basically. They shot it at a time when it would get really, really cold at night, like 30s. So it was super cold when they were filming, and they had to do all this grueling stuff. It wouldn't work sometimes. They had to get workarounds for a lot of different things, but it all worked out. And a lot of the people say it was because of Adam Green's enthusiasm and his energy. Have you seen the videos of him after he yells cut and he has a good take and everything and he gets all excited?
Yep. And I've talked to quite a few people that have worked with him, and they say nothing but great things. Like I did a funny interview with Felissa Rose one time, and I was like, who is your favorite director you've ever worked with, and why is it Adam Green? And she was like shocked, but she like kind of like hit me, and she's like, I can't say that, but yeah, kind of thing.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. The other thing, of all people, do you remember who one of the first people to see the, I guess, fake trailer to, say that this is a real movie? Do you remember who that was by any chance?
Was it Robert Englund?
No, it was Ryan Turek.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know there's another little trivia fact about Robert Englund later on, though.
Okay, I'll ask you that in a second. But yeah, Ryan Turek, who he works for Blumhouse now, right?
Mm-hmm. He was big for Bloody Disgusting, and now he's a big Blumhouse guy.
Yeah, and he also wrote for Fangoria, and he was one of the first people to really champion that first trailer and get this movie off the ground and everything. What's the Robert Englund thing that you want to talk about?
I don't know if it's on your Hatchet special features, but I know I have it. But there's a video of like him freaking out on, like, he just got off the phone call because he was like one of the first like people he got to agree to do like the cameo and stuff. It was just a really cool, genuine moment of him just losing his mind because Robert Englund just agreed to be in the movie.
Yeah, he's like, is this real life?
Yeah, yep.
That was the cutest, most genuine video.
It's really heartwarming.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because you and I can feel that. Anybody who loves horror would know exactly how he's feeling in that moment. He's talking to Robert Englund. He's talking to Freddy Krueger. Robert agrees to be in his movie. Now, of course, it's weird. I love Robert Englund and all, but I was almost just as excited when the movie started to see Josh.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't see him in a lot.
No, and I'm a huge Blair Witch Project fan. So to see Josh Leonard from Blair Witch Project in the beginning with Robert Englund, to me, those were two great cameos.
And I love how they're just like rednecks.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I'm trying to remember any quibbles I had. That's one of the few quibbles I have with the movie. And it's not that they're rednecks. It's that I don't believe for a second that Mary Beth is related to them two.
That's fair.
Because she's nothing like them. Nothing. But now talking about that relationship, because we're going to just jump all over the place here. This is going to be a little chaotic. I'm sure you're okay
I'm
with that.
perfectly okay with that.
Did you hear the behind the scenes story of how Adam locked her in the cabin before the scene where she sees her dead father and brother?
I don't think I heard that one, or I just forgot.
So to get her into character, he put her in this very dark cabin that she's in, the cabin where she sees them, and all she had was a flashlight, so she could see the dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But then he would also keep feeding her pictures of her with her brother and father and tell her stories about heartwarming stories about her relationship with her brother, things she did with him, things she did with her father. And then after she had been in this locked little cabin for a long time, then they started filming the scene, and they turned on the lights and did the scene with Joel David Moore. And that's why it looks authentic. I mean, as much as I don't believe that she is the sister of those two men, it's very believable, the emotion that she feels finding them dead. At that moment, I do believe the relationship. So
that's a big reason why I love these behind the scenes features on this Hatchet collection I have, because there's so many cool things like that.
Yeah, a lot of them. Listening to Adam Green talk about Tony Todd.
Yes.
Tell me what you think about that scene.
I love it. It's great seeing him for 20, 30 seconds. It's not a spoiler, but he plays a major part in part 2. His same character and everything.
And it's not a spoiler because Adam even mentioned that. He wanted the scene to look good. So the behind the scenes on that scene is that they shot Tony Todd's camera angle separately from everything you see with Joel David Moore and Dean Richmond. They're actually in New Orleans, and they're actually talking to a doorway. But then Tony Todd was shot here in Los Angeles, and they had to get a door that looked like the door that Ben and Marcus are at, the door that they knock on, except the PA who took a picture of the door took a picture of the wrong door. So they purposely hide the door that Ben and Marcus are facing in the New Orleans shots so that you don't see it too often, and so that it looks like they're at the door of Reverend Zombie. But Adam did say that he had plans for Reverend Zombie in the second movie, a bigger part, so he needed it to be good.
And it's funny when you hear Tony Todd talk about it, because he's very thankful to have that cameo in the first Hatchet. And then when he heard that Adam was already planning sequels, he kind of did like the eye roll, like, yeah, that's what they always say type of thing. And here we go with now having 4 movies. So he stuck to his word.
And then the cameo by John Carl Buechler, who also did the special effects for this movie and was one of my favorite director commentaries on the Friday the 13th movies that we've done so far. We're up to Jason Takes Manhattan, and I do believe that John Carl Buechler was my favorite commentary.
That's awesome.
And they talk about how cool it was for Buechler to do this movie after directing Kane Hodder in Friday the 13th Part 7, which was Kane Hodder's first Friday the 13th, of course.
Yep.
Now, obviously, what did you think of Kane Hodder in this movie?
Loved it. I like that he also is unmasked in the movie too. He plays Victor Crowley's father when Victor Crowley's a child, but then also when he's a big monster, he plays the Victor Crowley. And no, I thought he did great as the father too. And like, again, you get a lot more sequences of the father throughout in the other movies.
Oh,
and
good.
you see a lot more of his acting range in those. So I thought he did a phenomenal job.
He was very thankful for this movie and for the fact that he did get to play outside of the mask. He said he loves to be in the makeup and he loves to do it, but actually getting to act without makeup on was something he had been wanting to do. So he was very thankful that Adam asked him to be in this movie and have that part. So,
and even in the makeup, he's not like a mime like Jason. Like he doesn't just walk around and look like a big brute. Like he's screaming, he's flailing, he's running around. It's just really fun seeing him play that character. It's a lot different than Jason Voorhees.
And I'm sure it gets even more fun in the sequels. So,
oh, dude, I can't. You're in for a treat.
See, that's a question I wanted to ask you, and I need to ask you to put yourself back in the place of Colby, who had only seen the first movie and not the sequels. Go ahead and tell us the history of Victor Crowley, his childhood, that we learn in this movie.
So he's like a deformed child. His father, like, he's not embarrassed of him, but he does kind of hide him because other children pick on him and whatnot. And I'm really scared right now because I can't remember if I'm going to go into like the other movies that gives other stuff of his childhood away.
Okay, well then I'll say what I remember. So yeah, he was deformed. Kids picked on him. And then when he was a little bit older, some kids came by in masks. They were trying to prank him. They went to set his cabin on fire one night.
It was on Halloween, right?
I believe so, because that's why
they were in costumes.
Yeah. His father comes home. In an attempt to get inside and to save his son, he uses a double-sided hatchet, an axe, to start to tear down the door, not realizing that Victor was on the other side of the door. So he accidentally chops into Victor's head and kills his son. So
and it breaks his heart. Like he's very distraught from it too.
Yeah, and that's the part that Kane got to do acting for.
Mm-hmm.
Was him sitting there in this chair and crying over the loss of his son. But my question is something that's not told in this movie very much. Did you wonder how Victor Crowley was back and killing people?
It crosses my mind all the time, but I just don't care.
Is it a question that is answered more in the following movies, or is it still something that's just left? Nope, he's just this monster in the swamp.
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool.
Then I'm perfectly fine with it.
See, I think I'm more okay with it now that I appreciate the movie more. Back then, I wasn't. And I was like, why is he back? Like, okay, it's a Jason type thing. He keeps coming back, but what is he now? Like, is he just this zombie? What is Victor Crowley now? And now I just accept that he's just this monster that the swamp is his, as Mary Beth says. It's his swamp.
And I'm kind of like you too. The first time I watched it, I liked it. I didn't love it. It was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. I watched that. Didn't know if I was ever going to watch it again type of thing. But I remember years later, I think it was during COVID, I was like, there's 4 of these movies now. So I was like, what the heck? So I was like, all right, I didn't have anything to do like one lazy Sunday. I was like, I'm just going to watch all the Hatchet movies. And that's what I did. And I was like, I'm in love.
So you had already seen the first Hatchet movie. And then on a lazy Sunday, you ended up watching all 4 of them.
Because I realized there was 4 of them now. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to watch them all. And I absolutely loved them. And I'd seen Frozen before that too. And I love Frozen, the Adam Green's Frozen. Not the
Olaf not the Disney
Snowman one.
Oh,
but I was like, oh, I just realized that's the same guy who did this movie, and my wife and I love this movie. Like she absolutely adores Frozen. So I was like, yeah, we'll just sit down and watch all these movies.
Is Frozen the one that has the poster of people in a ski lift?
Yep.
Okay, so that's Adam Green. Okay, cool.
Have you seen that one?
I'll be honest, buddy. I don't know if I've seen any other Adam Green movies other than Hatchet now, and now I want to, because now I'm pretty much an Adam Green fan.
His other movies, they're not like Hatchet at all, like over the top and stuff like that. Like Frozen, it's very much more of like a thriller horror. It's very good at building tension, making you scared of heights, making you scared of what's below you. Digging Up the Marrow, that's a fun one. Not gory or anything. It's like a found footage monster movie, and Adam Green plays himself, which is really cool. And then another really good one that I recommend that like nobody has seen. It's called Spiral. And it's not the Chris Rock Saw movie. It's like a PG-13 thriller starring Joel David Moore again, and I forget the guy's name, but he played the Shazam superhero.
Yeah, that guy.
But that movie it's phenomenal. Phenomenal writing, great twist, and again, it's PG-13, so you could watch with whoever.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm a big fan of everything that I've seen of his.
Yeah, he talks about Spiral a lot in the commentary. The cute thing about the commentary, and everybody should listen to it, there are 2 commentaries on the Blu-ray that I have, and the one that I listened to, they recorded it like 3 weeks before the movie was even going to be released. So that's very awesome. And then the other one they recorded further down the line. So I'm definitely going to listen to it. I just wanted the commentary that had the more of the behind the scenes stuff. Now, what did you think of Doug Shapiro and his two girls?
He's a sleazeball. I hated him until I found out who he actually is in real life.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really funny story of how I found that out. I had my friend Ian Van Gool. He was in Chicago. Another one of our friends, his name is Victor Gabriel. He's the director of Blood Gorge and Hellmare, which is coming out soon. But they came to visit me for Days of the Dead in Chicago. And there's this restaurant inside the hotel. It's called Caddyshack. Bill Murray owns it. So it's all Bill Murray, like movie posters everywhere. And then there's a random Hatchet poster. We're like, why is there? I was like, is Bill Murray a fan of Hatchet? Like, why is this here? I was like, is it just up because of the horror convention? But no, it's up year round. We just thought Bill Murray was a big fan of Hatchet until we found out that Joel Murray is Bill Murray's brother.
Bill Murray has two acting brothers that I know of, Joel and then Brian Doyle Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a big Bill Murray fan growing up because of Ghostbusters and all that.
Real quick, what's your favorite Bill Murray movie?
Oof. Man, I hate to say it, but it's got to be Ghostbusters, just because that's the movie that I fell in love with Bill Murray for. I mean, I'm older than you, so I had seen Stripes, I had seen Caddyshack, and I had seen Meatballs, and they were all great. But I fell in love with Bill Murray and realized that he was one of the funniest people on the planet when I saw Ghostbusters. Of course, it's hard because since then there's also Groundhog Day, there's Scrooged, which is a fantastic movie. Obviously, Rushmore is great. I just watched that recently, rewatched it. What's yours?
I'm surprised you didn't name it. But what about Bob?
That's another great one. I mean, I
love that
I
movie
didn't name
so
it
much.
because there's too many movies to name. You know, there's also Lost in Translation.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many good Bill Murray movies that you can name. But yeah, what about
Bob is my Mount Rushmore Bill Murray movie.
The funny thing to me about Joel Murray playing this Shapiro character, I forget the guy's real name, but when I worked at this one post-production facility, the douchebag that actually did Girls Gone Wild, he actually came into the facility a bunch because we were editing episodes of Girls Gone Wild.
That's wild.
I know. We were doing a lot of other things, but we did some random one-off stuff. I can't remember why. And he came in, and I remember him being back in the machine room and talking to him and thinking, this guy's kind of a douchebag.
I've heard he's horrible.
When I heard more about how horrible he was, it didn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fact that they were making fun of this guy, and that also made me more okay with the nudity, the gratuitiveness of the nudity. I don't mind nudity. I don't care, but it's got to be done tastefully as well.
Yeah, tastefully.
And even though this seems exploitative and gratuitous,
it's for a reason.
Yeah, I guess there's really no moment where you're like, oh, they're doing this to turn on the viewers. You know, they're not. They're doing this to point out how ridiculous Girls Gone Wild is.
It's hilarious why they're doing it.
Funny enough, they tried to get the name Girls Gone Wild. They wanted Doug Shapiro to be Girls Gone Wild. But when they showed it to the guy who created Girls Gone Wild, he said no.
What's the name of it again? It's like something Beavers?
Bayou Beavers.
Bayou Beavers, that's what it is, yes.
And there's outtakes because they didn't know what to call it. So when the older couple is on the bus with them and they're asking, oh, you make movies? What is it called? And he goes, have you ever heard of Bayou Beavers?
Yeah. No.
No. Yeah, there's a bunch of outtakes of Joel Murray just coming up with all these different names. But the funny part is that then later on, when they find his dead body and
they find his wallet and his real name. Yeah.
And Mercedes as Misty, she has that funny line where she's like, so he wasn't really with Bayou Beavers? Like she had to do a whole bunch of takes where she mentions all the different names that he came up with for his video series. And the whole cast was talking If you watch the gag reel, you can see this, but they said that was one of the hardest scenes to keep a straight face in because her delivery is so funny that every time she would say a different name, they just start laughing at her. So
there's a really good callback right in the beginning of Hatchet 2 that goes back to that as well.
nice. Dude, you're getting me all excited. One thing I loved, do you know Newberry Comics?
I own a Newberry comic shirt.
You do because of this movie?
Yes.
Okay, but had you heard of it before the movie?
No.
Okay. That was one of the first things I clocked when I first saw this movie. I was like, oh, crap, he's wearing a Newberry Comics shirt because I order vinyl from Newberry Comics a lot. So I love that. And Adam Green had a lot to say, good stuff about Newberry Comics during the commentary.
Yeah, he tries to like give them like product placement in almost everything he does.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. I love that. What'd you think of the music in this movie? Not the Manson songs, but the score.
I thought it was cool. Like it didn't really
What?
like I probably wouldn't go out of my way to buy it on vinyl.
Let me be more specific. What did you think of the music when the bus is leaving to go towards the swamps?
Oh, I liked it. It felt kind of out of place, but it was funny.
It's so funny. Every time I hear it, I think Jurassic Park, the very first. And Adam Green uses it in all of the behind the scenes featurettes because he even says it's his favorite music cue in the entire movie. It's just so like just flippant and happy. What are you going to show me? You're pulling something out.
I completely forgot I had, but I buy everything Hatchet, but I have all the comics as well.
Oh, Colby is holding up. Is that Hatchet #1?
I think this is 3. There's Hatchet Midnight Murders. That's a different comic.
Okay.
Vengeance, dude, I have so many.
That is amazing.
And then the cool thing about the umbrella thing too, it doesn't come with the actual comics, but it comes with like the full mini like graphic novella of like the books together. So I'm really excited about that too, because I haven't even opened these. I just needed them.
Is it physical or is it like digital that you read the comics on your TV or something?
For the umbrella set?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look into it that much. I just, as soon as I saw it on up for sale, I just clicked buy. And my wife was mad.
Either one is amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, either way, I'm gonna read through it.
Going back to the bus, did you realize how dirty the windows are when they get in the bus for the first time?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
I don't remember why.
Because they could not afford to fly all the actors to New Orleans to do that scene, so they had to dirty up the windows so you couldn't see that it was like the forest, the woods from the movie outside of the windows, because that's where they shot it.
That's actually hilarious. I love that.
Every time you see the bus from the outside, like wide shots of the bus driving through New Orleans, it's just extras sitting in it. And one of the more amazing things is also the boat driving through the swamps. So obviously you see the actors when they're shooting inside the boat. Again, couldn't afford the actors in New Orleans. So all of that stuff, all of the wide shots of the boat going through the swamps, that's all extras. Also, it was shot during the day.
Really?
Everything that you see outside at night was shot during the day. Except for, I mean, obviously, all of the actors' scenes and everything.
See, I got to go through these special features.
Dude, I'll tell you, I am a colorist. I do color correction. So I have done day for night stuff where they shoot during the day, but then it needs to be colored to make it look like it's nighttime. It's not easy because you really have to work hard with it so that people can't tell. If you watch a lot of old Westerns and stuff, you'll see, like, the nighttime shots were all shot during the day in the old days, but you can tell because you can see the clouds, you can see the shadows on people. They did a great job of making a lot of these shots look like it was nighttime. It's really actually amazing, and it's the more I got into the behind the scenes stuff with this movie, the more impressed I became.
Yeah, that's crazy because I do remember watching the behind the scenes stuff, and I remember seeing a lot of it was at night though too. So it's wild.
That's all the actors' scenes. Everything that they shot with the actors, the close-ups in the bus, the close-ups in the boat, And obviously when they're walking around the swamps and stuff, that was shot at night. But go back, watch the wide shots of the boat floating through and everything. The shot of Victor Crowley's house that the tour guide points to. You know, those were all B-roll shots, second unit. And it was all shot during the day.
That's impressive. Very impressive.
I'll tell you something else that's impressive. I got all this. When I watched the movie the second time, near the end, Ben, Joel David Moore, is it after Marcus dies that he pukes? Because it's close to that scene, because I think it's just him and Mary Beth at that point.
Yeah, I think it's after Marcus dies when he does like the whole puking scene, which is hilarious as well.
Why is that hilarious?
Because it's so gross.
But besides that, I sat there and I was like, that looks real. It's real. Joel David Moore actually puked for that scene because he also hates when you can tell that it's an actor just spitting out soup.
Oh, Joel David Moore. Yes, that was real. I was talking about when like Victor Crowley was on him, like doing that other nasty stuff, drooling or puking, whatever came out of his orifices.
Yeah, that was gross too. That was, I can't remember what the consistency part of it was. I think it was just syrup, but it was like Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And some kind of syrup that he spit into Joel David Moore's mouth.
Then it went right in his mouth too.
Right in his mouth. And Joel David Moore said that even though when he watches the scene now, it makes him gag, during the shooting, it didn't bother him at all. He was fine.
I love
it was like
that.
Kane Hodder spitting into his mouth. And it's actually coming out of Kane Hodder's mouth into Joel David Moore's mouth. It's not like...
They really baby birded it.
Yeah. When he gets the blood spit in his face by Victor Crowley, once again, that's Kane Hodder actually spitting blood all over Joel David Moore's face. This is impressive stuff, man.
It is. And another thing I really like is how much fun Kane Hodder had dressed as Victor Crowley. How he would like actually go around trying to scare everybody and mess with the actors. I loved that.
So you saw all that stuff. And that was also part Adam Green, because Adam didn't want the actors to get used to Kane Hodder in the makeup. So he hid Kane Hodder in makeup from the actors purposely. I know you saw the behind the scenes like stuff where he scares Jenna, played by Jolie, Floriavante. When he scares her, like she was really shaken.
Yeah, like she was screaming, like running around.
And crying.
Yeah.
Because he was literally scaring the hell out of her. And anytime he did stunt like rehearsals, he would put on a big jacket and hide himself.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the more you find out about this movie, just the more impressive it gets.
Was the bug incident behind the scenes, was that on Hatchet 1 or was that a different Hatchet?
I don't think so. So I have that to look forward to.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a really cool and like honestly scary story.
The one prank that I loved in this one was the prank he played on Joel David Moore. It's the scene where he's throwing the hatchet. Joel David Moore dodges and it goes into the wood next to him. The prank that they played on Joel David Moore was that before one of the takes, Adam Green and Kane Hodder were loudly arguing, quote unquote, about the fact that the rubber hatchet had broken. And so they're arguing in earshot of Joel David Moore so that he can hear this. And Kane is just saying, I'm just going to use the real one. I'm a stunt man. I know what I'm doing. I won't hit him. So I'm just going to use the real hatchet for this take. And of course, he still had the rubber one. But when they start shooting, Joel David Moore is sitting there nervous because he thinks that it's going to be
it's real. It's a real one,
a real hatchet. So, and then Kane purposely threw the hatchet, the rubber hatchet, and hit Joel David Moore in the leg on purpose. And so you see Joel David Moore kind of limping away after he gets hit with the hatchet because he was so scared and he thought it was a real hatchet. So
amazing
I love it.
Stuff.
I love hearing about all this. And I loved hearing that even though lots of this shoot were hell on the actors and the crew, when it ended, they didn't want it to end. And that was pretty much every day. They would shoot until the sun came up And then the actors would still want to hang out. The crew and everybody, they would still want to hang out. They wouldn't want the day to be over, even though they were happy that the shooting was over. They loved hanging out with each other and everything. That's fantastic.
Could you imagine working for somebody that's just that passionate and still that fun, that has the morale that high for everybody?
I don't know if I could, but I definitely can now because you see in behind the scenes how much fun this was for them. So yeah, I thank you very much is just what I want to say for picking this movie and helping me fall in love with it even more. I still, honestly, I don't think it's a perfect movie.
No, not at all.
I think I give it 4 out of 5 stars, maybe.
That's still like really good.
I mean, that's 8 out of 10. I might give it 7 out of 10 because it's a low budget movie and you can tell at times.
Yeah.
I appreciate the low budgetness, but I'm not going to hold back the idea that you can tell that there's a low budget.
I was going to say, I appreciate the low budgetness, but this movie itself, you can tell how much like heart and compassion went into it. Yeah. And like it resonates with that movie.
And I think that's why I want to give it a 4 and not a 3.5. So thank you. Are you ready for 3 questions, Colby, or do you have any other notes that you want to talk about?
I have a couple fun facts real quick.
Oh, hit me with them, please.
One fun fact is that not a single person is killed with a hatchet because it's an axe.
Wait. Oh, come on.
Because the hatchet's like that little thing.
Yeah.
That you just like go through brush and stuff. Yeah. It's an axe that you see in the movie. It's like a double-sided axe. So it's like a funny little thing that Adam called a hatchet for. And most people do confuse it with a hatchet, which is not a problem.
Even in the behind the scenes, Adam calls the axe a hatchet. Because going further with your factoid, there is only one kill with an axe. After Victor kills Mr. Permateo with Adam called it a hatchet in the commentary. He said, this is the only kill with a hatchet. And this is the only time he uses a hatchet to kill somebody. Now, yes, it's an axe, but let's just call it a hatchet.
Yeah. It's just a funny little fun fact thing.
It is. The movie's called Hatchet though. And he only uses a hatchet-like device to kill somebody once. And then he never uses it again, except for when he throws, I think, the actual hatchet at Ben in the graveyard. I think that's a hatchet that he throws, not an axe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else you got?
If you compare the gallons of blood used for Hatchet and Terrifier, Hatchet is a bloodier movie. And it's not more gruesome. It's definitely bloodier and along those lines than Terrifier.
Terrifier 1?
Terrifier 1, and then I think Terrifier 2 is bloodier than Hatchet 1 because of the bedroom scene, but Hatchet 2 is bloodier than Terrifier 2.
Interesting. Well, Colby, are you now ready for 3 questions?
I am.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Question number 1, and this is, we can talk about this a little bit longer because this is something I kind of stayed away from talking about too much because I wanted to talk about it now. Question number 1 is, what do you think is the best kill or death in Hatchet?
I'm always between the Pez dispenser head scene and the sandblaster scene. Those are my 2 favorite kills.
I agree with you, and it's very hard. If you had to pick one, though, which one would you pick? Can you pick one?
I would go with the head splitting because of what they had to do behind the scenes, how they only had one chance to do it and one chance to make it look good. Oh, they had 2?
2 chances,
I thought they only had 1, but I respect that. I love that. And it looked amazing.
It does look amazing. I end up going with Miss Permateo as well, Mrs. Permateo, because I went back and forth. It's the scene that got me to want to watch this movie in the first place. But then when I rewatched this movie for this episode, I did see the scene with Jenna with the sandblaster. And that's not even the end of it. Because he sandblasts her face. Then we see her all bloody with her jaw just discombobulated from her face, which is probably the grossest part of it. But then he picks up her body and impales her on the shovel's handle.
Mhm.
And then, not just that, he then keeps pushing her down the shovel handle. That's fantastic.
It is. But then also with the jaw rip too, the cinematography of that shot is so cool. How it's like spinning.
It's an iconic scene now, and I think I just ended up going back to that one because, yeah, even in the bonus features, there's a whole feature on, I think it's called Guts and Gore, and it's about the kills. And they talk about how they did Jenna's sandblaster scene, but they don't talk about Mrs. Permateo. And I was like, what? Wait, that's like the best part. Why didn't you talk about that? But then they reserved a whole special feature just for that kill. It's easy to figure it out when you think about it, but it's done so well because the camera, well, Victor comes up behind Mrs. Permateo after killing her husband, and then he puts his hand on her face, one hand on the bottom of her jaw, one hand on the top. The camera does this 360 around both of them.
So cool.
The cut happens when the camera is behind Victor, when it's his back, but it's hard to see the cut. It's almost impossible to see the cut. So when the camera comes back around, it's Kane Hodder as Victor with the fake Mrs. Permateo, and he rips her head in half, and her little tongue is flapping in the bottom half of her head.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just amazing looking. And even though you can probably figure that out, you're like, okay, yeah, they cut at some point, and then it's a fake Mrs. Permateo. It's just so well done, dude.
They're just such fun movies. It's like I never get tired of them.
You're just speechless at everything.
I'm very easy to please.
There's other good kills, though. What are the other good kills?
They're off screen, but I still think no. Robert Englund's kill is off screen, but Joshua Leonard, I like that one, even though it's half off screen, half not. Like you see his limbs and stuff get ripped off, but that's what sets the tone of the movie. And it's not even graphic compared to like what you're going to get for the rest of the movie. So I like how that sets the tone, and like, that's what you expect, but it still goes way harder than that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Also, Perry Shin.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, also props to Perry Shin. He did a great job as Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Props to Adam Green as well, because in the original script, you may know this one, there is a voice change or accent change only one time. And that's when Sean goes into his, I think, Taiwanese language and goes into that accent for a moment on the boat. Perry came up to Adam before they filmed everything, and he said, look, as an Asian American, this is kind of a tired trope, and it's something I don't really feel comfortable doing, but unless we do a third accent where he just goes into like normal American, his normal voice, basically. So he goes from this New Orleans patois to the Chinese harsh accent, and then to his real voice, which he's from, I think he says he's from Boston. Yeah, because Adam's from over there, so everybody's from Boston.
I think it was Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. No,
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He's from Detroit. Yeah, so he has that accent. So anyway, I love Perry Shin. I love seeing him in this because I knew who he was before I saw Hatchet. So I was like, oh, hey, it's Perry Shin. That's awesome. So
also, Dion Richmond's death. That one actually made me sad. Dion Richmond's death made me sad. That's the only time I didn't have fun with the movie is because it was sad.
Detail it. What happens?
He just gets thrown there. It's in the cemetery, and Victor Crowley just takes his body and just starts slamming it against like this big monument, and just over and over. And it's just because he's Joel David Moore's best friend, kind of the comedic relief in the movie. And I hated it. I hate seeing him go. Just like I hate seeing him die in Scream 3 because he was the comedic relief in Scream 3.
There you go. Spoilers for Scream 3. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, man. I blew it.
You blew it. I forgot that he was in Scream 3, by the way. Also, another one of my teeny tiny quibbles you just brought up. Again, small, very small. But as a friend to Ben, I do hate how Marcus decides to go along with Ben when everybody else wants to go back to Bourbon Street and party.
Mhm.
Marcus decides to be the good friend and do the tour with him and go to the voodoo shops and whatever. However, what I don't like is that Marcus continually makes Ben feel bad for what they're doing. I'm like,
he just complains the whole time.
He complains the whole time. And I'm just like, dude, if you are going to complain like this, why did you even do this? Go back to your friends. Let him do this by himself. Tiny
That's
quibble.
valid.
Tiny quibble. And it's not even a quibble of the movie. It's just, it just bugs me. I'm like, dude, stop being like that as a friend. Stop it. Colby, if I hung with you instead of doing what all of our friends wanted to do, they wanted to go party, but you wanted to, tour the famous sites of horror movies, you know what? I would enjoy it with you. I would not complain. Yeah, dude, I would not complain. Even if I wasn't having fun, I would not complain to you. I would make you feel like this was such a fun day and that I'm happy that I did this with you.
I got to have that mentality when I go like candle shopping with my wife or something.
Yeah, but that's your wife. Like, you guys do plenty of stuff that you're happy to be with her. You guys have a great relationship. I love your relationship with your wife.
Thank you. My favorite thing that we go out and do is our Barnes and Noble dates, because she goes book shopping. I go Criterion and Arrow video shopping.
Yeah, but see, if you and I were hanging out, this would be like, we're friends. We don't get to hang out a lot. So,
yeah,
Colby, if you wanted to go see, I mean, obviously I would also love going to see the Nightmare on Elm Street house, but like if you were in LA and you wanted to go see some sites that I've seen before, I would still have such a great time doing it with you.
Same goes for you if you came to Chicago and I took you to do stuff.
Yeah, if I wanted to go see the Bean.
I've honestly never been to the Bean.
Well, never mind. We both love it. We should get to the questions. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Do you think Hatchet is scary?
Not at all.
Okay. I don't
It's got a very in-your-face comedic tone to it.
It does. However, I am going to say that I could see somebody else getting a little bit scared when they're in the swamp and walking around and Hatchet starts attacking.
Yeah, I mean the opening too as well, because you don't know, if you don't know anything about the movie, you can kind of be in for a surprise.
I agree with that too. But I'm also basing mine off of seeing how scared Jenna and Mercedes were of Kane Hodder in the Victor Crowley makeup.
Yeah, I guess Victor Crowley's makeup, that can be considered scary.
Yeah. So, question number 3, Colby Does Horror. Did you have fun with horror watching Hatchet?
Probably the most fun I ever have with horror is with the Hatchet franchise.
There you go. Yes. If you can sit down and not pick it apart, which I know I did a couple little nitpicks, but believe me, if this was the first time I had seen the movie, I would have had more nitpicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is something you agree with. If you can watch this and not tear it apart, I think it's a very, very fun movie to watch.
It's so fun. And if it might bother some people that are bothered by gore, but again, it's such a comedic and campy tone that it's easy to look past that gore.
Yeah. Hatchet.
Anyway, he died. And so the story goes is that if you're ever near the old Crowley house late at night, you still hear old Victor Crowley crying for his daddy. Daddy. Y'all hear that? Daddy. I done heard it again.
That ain't the story.
That's the gist of it anyway.
It's not even the house.
Guys, would you just let me do my job? Save our boss.
Well, Colby, that was our discussion of Hatchet. Thank you again. That was amazing. I am so glad that we did this movie.
Thank you for having me. It's one of my favorite movies to talk about, besides Evil Dead 2013. But it's one of my favorite franchises of all time.
And you weren't allowed to pick Evil Dead 2013 because we've already done that on the podcast. And that's the only rule that I've kind of given people, is that they cannot pick a movie that we've already talked about. So I want people to come up with movies that haven't been discussed on Fun with Horror. That said, that leads us to what's next. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be back with another special guest, but somebody else who has also already been on Fun with Horror a couple times. Mika from Cinematic Nightmares, and I let her pick the movie. Colby, have you seen the movie Possession from 1981?
The one with Sam Neill?
That is the one.
Yes, I have, and it is a wild choice.
Okay. Mika picked this movie. She hasn't seen it either, so...
I respect that. I respect that choice.
And just like you, or just like with you, I bought the 4K Blu-ray to watch Possession with. So that's coming up next on Fun with Horror. But before we go, as always, we like to read comments from our listeners from Spotify or Patreon. Let's start with Spotify. Now, this is for both Andrew and myself, but I just want to let everybody know, even though Andrew's not here, I send him all of these comments. He has read them all, so he thanks you. But our first comment is from a new commenter. His name is Mark Plaid, and he says, I love clowns on top of a cake almost as much as I love Scotty and Andrew, which is very much. That is so sweet. Colby, has anybody ever told you that they love you almost as much as clowns on top of a cake?
No, and that upsets me that my wife has never told me that.
Well, I'm going to send your wife a message so that she has these compliments prepared.
I think you need to.
No, Mark, that's amazing. Thank you for listening, Mark, and thank you for that comment. We love you too. We love you more than clowns on top of a cake for sure. So thank you for listening. Oh, also, I just want to mention Mark commented on our It 2017, the first It movie. You seen that, Colby? You like that movie?
Love it.
Okay. Colby, have you seen Oddity?
Oh, Oddity, the Damien McCarthy movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
You like that one? Okay. Yuli, who comments on a lot of our episodes. Hello, Yuli. She's a good friend. She commented on our Oddity episode, and she said, Hi, guys. So glad you reviewed this movie. I really liked this movie, which I thought was better than Hokum. I hope you guys will watch Hokum, too. It's also a good movie. As of this moment, Andrew and I have not seen Hokum yet. It was actually a movie that we thought about putting up on as one of our movies, but we ended up not doing it yet. So it could be coming up in the future. It may not. Who knows? But I do plan to watch Hokum soon either way. Colby, have you seen Hokum?
I have. I loved it.
You loved Hokum. Did you like it more than Oddity?
I did.
Okay.
I think it was Adam Scott that played a big factor in that too.
Adam Scott's amazing. And finally, our third Spotify comment is another good friend of the show, Amanda Colashaw. And she commented on our Ready or Not 2 Here I Come episode. Colby, have you seen Ready or Not 2 Here I Come?
I just rewatched it earlier this week.
Did you like it?
I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Did you like it more than Ready or Not 1?
I had more fun with it, but I don't think it's a better movie.
There you go. Beautiful. Amanda says the rule with the weapons was that you could use anything that was available in the time period the family made their deal with LaBelle. Andrew and I talked about this rule because we were commenting on how there were certain weapons that didn't seem like they were from the early times. My view on that was that it wasn't a hard, fast rule like some of the other rules in the movie, that it was more of a tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So you having seen the movie more recently, Colby, did you feel like it was a rule that they just didn't really adhere to, or more of a tradition that they didn't really have to adhere to?
I felt like it's more of a tradition.
Okay, awesome. And then she continues, she says, unrelated to the movie, but is the horror convention you were talking about Midsummer Scream? And if so, are you going this year as well? Well, Amanda, I actually replied to your comment on Spotify, but no, it is not Midsummer Scream. I was talking about Son of Monsterpalooza. That was the convention that Andrew and I went to together. I did not go to Monsterpalooza this year, and I'm not really planning on going to Son of Monsterpalooza. However, I am hoping to go to Midsummer Scream this year. I've never been, so it'll be my first time there. Colby, are you going to come out to California and go to Midsummer Scream with me?
I would love to do that. I just don't know if I would have the funds or the availability.
What that means, everybody, is go watch Colby Does Horror like millions of times. so that he makes more money and can go to Midsummer Scream. So it's at the very end of July, beginning of August. I can't remember the exact dates.
So the movie I'm producing starts shooting in 2 weeks on July 22nd, and that goes to August 3rd.
Colby's producing a movie?
I didn't tell you that yet?
Colby, I know this because I've seen it on your channel.
Okay.
But why don't you
we didn't talk about it yet.
No, not yet. But tell all the Fun with Horror listeners what you're doing.
So there's a movie I really enjoyed last year. It was called Kombucha. I became pretty close with the filmmaker and then realized we only live like an hour apart. So we've gotten together a few times, grabbed coffee, grabbed drinks a few times. And he asked if I would be interested in being killed in Kombucha 2. So I was like, absolutely. And then it was supposed to start shooting this summer. We got together again. He's like, yeah, it's getting pushed back to next year's shoot, but it's getting moved to Montreal, triple the budget. I was like, oh, congratulations. That's awesome. He's like, but I took the entire summer off to shoot the movie. So he's like, I've been sitting on a different script. I think I'm going to shoot this instead. And this was a couple months ago, but we've been getting the ball rolling. Casting is complete. A few weeks ago, he asked me to be in this one too originally. So that was in the conversation with Kombucha. But he's like, what do you think about being a producer? I was like, dude, that sounds awesome. I was like, but I don't have money to put into a movie, because I thought that's what producers do. They just put the money in. He's like, no, not an executive producer. He's like, I want you to come on, be a creative producer, be behind the camera with me and help me with everything. I was like, absolutely 100% in. So I've been pretty busy with that as well, trying to find some locations for us, helped finish casting. So it's cool. It's a cool experience. I'm excited to start filming and see what it's like behind the scenes doing that. So it's cool.
That's amazing, dude. Once again, I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
So
that means a lot. Oh, and the movie is also called Sheila. It's a female serial killer movie.
Well, there you go. So everybody keep your eyes out for Sheila. And if Andrew and I review it, we'll promise not to be too harsh on it.
Sounds good.
But maybe we'll have an interview with the producer of Sheila one day. That'd be
cool, crazy, right?
So, well, that's amazing. We do have one more comment. This is on our Oddity episode from our Patreon, and it is our wonderful longtime friend, Ari. Ari says, what a great episode, guys. As always, we do need some more joy in the world, so thank you for making the world more joyful and putting a smile on my face every time. And as always, Ari, it is our complete pleasure. That's what we like to do. So, man, I just love our comments. I love our listeners. And now, Colby, you love our listeners too, because you've been privy to all of their comments.
Yes, I think those comments were fantastic. A lot nicer than most of my comments.
I love your comments.
Me too. I still love mine.
I actually talked back to one of your commenters recently.
I remember that. That was awesome.
I forget what it was for, but the guy made a comment that it just made no sense. And I was just like, dude, what are you even talking about? But yeah, I usually stay out of it, but man, I just had to.
Some of them are just like, I can't not say something.
Of course.
I've gotten a lot better at just ignoring, because I don't want to talk smack back and risk losing my channel and stuff like that. So when I do comment back, I just mainly like say something to make them look stupid without being offensive or anything like that.
Exactly. And granted, you have the whole TikTok community and Instagram community. So you have all these random people that see your videos and just decide that they're just going to troll you and also just crap all over something that you love maybe and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of that. We're just a podcast, so we just have reviews on Apple Podcasts. We have comments from our patrons, and then now Spotify comments. And luckily, we haven't gotten a lot of bad Spotify comments. There's been a couple that I've had to delete and hide because they're just rude. And I don't read those out loud because they don't deserve the attention. But yeah. Anyway, Colby, man, you're the best. I love you.
You're the best. I love you more.
I love that. This has been Fun with Horror, Andrew's Baby Break edition with Colby Does Horror. Continue to listen, everybody, and hear what I can't even talk anymore. It's a good thing that we're at the end of the episode, pal.
This was a long episode, too.
Yes, it is, because we had a lot to say. But anyway, everybody stay tuned to Fun with Horror. Find out who else is going to be guest hosting on the show and what movies they choose. Until then, from Colby and I and Andrew, we all love you.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
How do you do?
Doug Shapiro. Nice to meet you.
Nice camera. Making a movie?
Yeah.
Well, what do you know, Lovekins? We've got ourselves a director over here.
How exciting. What kind of movie is it?
Well, have you ever heard of Bayou Beavers?
Sure.
Oh.
No,